Hello guys, good day. My name is Edwin. Welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? Today I'll be talking about a very important topic that is going on in Australia at the moment. A lot of Australian citizens asking the question, and even migrant coming to Australia. Is Australia becoming harder to migrate to at this stage in time? So it's a very pertinent question that we need to answer. So I'm going to do justice to this topic in this video. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Edwin. I talk about migration to Australia. I have to mention I'm not a migration lawyer. All information you're going to get for this from this video are general information. If you need the services of a lawyer, please meet someone who is reliable and who is qualified and licensed in your region. So today, very important question: is Australia becoming harder to migrate? Yes, I think it is becoming harder to migrate because of so many delays we have in application. I know so much invitations. I know a lot of persons have finished their exams, license, and they're finding it difficult to get. So why are people asking this question? The reason is that one, for persons here, you have a lot of housing crisis or pressure. There is migration demand, job competition, and policy adjustment. So the housing pressure currently in Australia is making citizens to question the need of migration because they feel that migrants are competing with few houses that are already available here in Australia. And again, the migration demand, having impact on this. Then you talk about job competition. There is also need to reserve job again for Australian citizens. And what about policy adjustment? So all of this has made the government to keep adjusting policies, to suit to the Australian culture at the moment. The next question we ask ourselves is what had changed? So because of so many these issues we're having at the moment, so there is more focus on skilled migration, higher expectation for migrant, and then stronger compliance measures. So this is a very big problem. Mention about housing crisis, more migrants coming here and they feel a lot of problem causing. This is causing the country, so the government is bringing in policies, to reduce the number of persons who possibly migrate to Australia, and also see how to solve some of these problems. So there's going to be like high expectations on applicant, or more streamlined migration of people with who are more skilled are being invited to apply. So does this mean that PR is impossible? I think the answer is no. PR is not possible. It's not impossible. And I'm going to say that it's not going to be impossible for now because migration is still very important as far as this country is concerned, because Australia is one of the most rich multicultural country or society you have in the world. So migration is still a key factor as far as Australia is concerned. But because of all this that's happening, strategy matters. So the skills, your location, your timing, and employer opportunities. So all of this matters. I keep mentioning you have to be ready. You have to keep applying. You have to be time conscious, and also while making your application you also have to look into the location as well, because of this very important question we are discussing right now in Australia. And the next question we ask ourselves as far as this big question is concerned is who may benefit. Strong opportunities still remains for healthcare professionals any day, anytime. Yes, construction workers, because of the housing demand or pressure, housing crisis we have in Australia, the government is giving out a lot of incentive to make sure that more people have their own homes, like first home owners buyer scheme. So there are a lot of money pushed into this. So there are a lot of construction work going on, and that is why you have more traders who are construction workers being granted visas to come here to see how we can construct more houses for Australian citizens. Then you talk about technology and regional pathways. So these are things we need to consider as well. So common mistakes you need to avoid as far as this is concerned. So waiting too long, you want to migrate, and you keep procrastinating, you keep delaying, and all of those, it can really affect a lot of things, because tomorrow situation might change, and that is going to impact on your dream of coming here. You also want to look at the visa choice. You don't want to make the wrong choice. What I usually advise is, if you're coming here for skill migration, try to diversify the options, not just employer sponsored visa. Also look at skill migration visa if you're eligible for it. For instance, a pharmacist, you're eligible for 190, eligible for employer sponsored visa, and 491 another visa. So try to explore the options as far as this is concerned. So what's the outlook for 2026, 2027? So financial year, or the financial year is about to start 1st of July. So my prediction is there will be a more targeted migration. So we're going to see probably a change in the point migration system. Is a speculation, but it's something that could happen. And what that means, there will be a more tailored, targeted migration, just to make sure that we don't have more people, or only needed migrants are being allowed into the country. And what that means, that there will be like a better outcomes for prepared applicant, especially applicant in priority occupation, health sector, um, technology, and we also talk about construction, especially construction workers, as this may be conclusion harder. Maybe impossible. No. So like I said, this final slide is not impossible. Australia remains a multicultural society, and I still believe that Australia we keep welcoming migrants who are skilled, like highly skilled migrants in priority areas like healthcare, priority areas like construction, to come and be a part of the society. The thing is to contribute to the work health force, make sure that the Australian health system is still one of the best, and also see to the fact that when we have more construction workers or technologists come here, we'll be able to solve some of the key problems we're having in the country at the moment, of which one of them is housing crisis because of the increasing population, according to some people. So guys, thank you so much. I will see you in my